Hello and welcome to day 3 of the Intergalactic Aerospace Expo, Star Citizen's biggest expo to date. Yeah, it's the 19th of November, and we're going to be checking out all of the ships and vehicles that are available and on sale today. Oh, look, the storm! Actually, let's have a quick look at the map. So we've got the main hall and then 2 side halls available here, and then we've got the underground and holosuite area. We're going to be checking those out. Let's just run straight in and see what we've got available. So we've got some Hercules in front of us. So these are basically big military cargo slash combat cargo ship hybrids. And it's got the M2 here. So this is basically a more armoured version of the C2. C2, pure cargo. Lots and lots of cargo space. M2, slightly less cargo space. But it has a load more armor is the idea. And then you've got the A2 there in the middle, which is lots and lots of weapons. More specifically, lots and lots of boom booms, but less cargo space. It can still carry a Tumbril Nova, even this one. But the sort of C2 can carry 2 of them. So sort of bear that in mind. Really like the Herculeses. I think a lot of people are scared of them when they see a silhouette of one over like Jump Town or something, because they know that there's going to be an incoming payload that they're basically unable to deal with. In the future, there'll be lots more anti-air defenses on the ground, potentially ways of stopping sort of bombers being able to just deploy their load so easily on structures and that sort of stuff. In the centre here, we've got a Tumbril Nova. This is sort of like a mainline battle tank. It is multi-crew, sort of 2 to 3 crew being optimal, I believe. You can have it just with a single person, so bear that in mind. And then we've got the newly drivable, as of this patch, the Tumbril Storm. So this is the light assault tank. And what does that actually mean? Well, it's more armoured and more firepower than a lot of other vehicles, but not so much as the Tumbril Nova. So the Nova is a proper tank. This is much less armoured and less well armed than that. It's also a single-seater. So let's jump in the sort of pilot seat here. So the tank opens up, noms you into it, om nom 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 nom. And then we've got the little turret. So that's a bespoke size 3 dual energy Gatling, I think, or energy repeater. But it's very powerful for its size, that weapon. And obviously you can be driving around and shooting it at the same time, which is pretty useful. So yeah, the idea is that this is pretty fast as a vehicle, and that allows you to sort of flank enemy positions, push artillery, get where you need to be, avoid fire. It's supposed to work in tandem with the sort of Nova as well. So the Nova engages the target, and then you can flank and do whatever else you need to. There's various little compartments around it where you can open up for components. Or I believe over here there's a little weapons section, if it will open. Oh, now I'm going to rent it. I will rent it, though. Can I... Well, you're going to have to trust me. That's... There we go. No. And this will open up for, like, sort of weapons and that sort of stuff. So you've got components, but also some sidearms and stuff that you can take with you. We also have, if we move over here, the new Tumbril Storm AA, which we'll look at more when we go onto the website. Originally introduced in 2606 during the Second Varan War, the Tumbril Storm single-seater operator mini-tank was built to blitz battlefields and take out enemy artillery. Reimagined from the ground up to be faster, stronger, and more impactful than ever, the Storm AA is a true force of nature, equipped with a barrage of missiles to provide cover against airborne and ground targets. So if we jump in here, I think there is in the front of the Storms as well, there's a little weapons rack, I believe. Is there 2 weapons racks? Maybe. Probably. Oh. That can't be how many missiles I have, right? There's no way I have 64. Saying 64 size 1 and 16 size 2. That seems ridiculous. So, from the looks of it... Actually, have a look at the weapon rack. Oh yeah, there's a little arm comes out on the left over there, on the right from where I'm currently viewing with a weapon rack. So yeah, from the looks of it and what they showed on inside Star Citizen, it sort of had half that. It had 8 size 2 and 32 size 1. But I suppose that's just the tubes. You could have another round in behind. Or maybe it does have 64 size 1s and 16 size 2s. Oh my god. Well, that's a lot of firepower. And with the new addition of being able to lock ground vehicles with other ground vehicles and fire missiles at them, that's going to be pretty useful. So that there are slowly becoming more and more terrifying sort of ground tanks and that sort of jazz. Yeah, cool, awesome. And then you can carry them on ships like the Carrack, I suppose. But also, you can get lots of them in a Hercules C2 or whatever other Hercules that you fancy. So what do we have over here? So we've got some Ares. So we've got the Starfighter, Inferno, and Ion. Ion, I really like still. Okay, so Ion, basically it's a size 7 gun with a ship attached. Very powerful. It's got some missiles and stuff as well. It looks absolutely awesome, this ship. However, it got nerfed quite heavily after it got put into the game, and they made it a lot less accurate. Sort of changed the way that the laser cannon worked. Basically, it was just one-shotting light and medium fighters super easily, so they didn't want that because it was just the meta. So they sort of nerfed it quite heavily and changed the way it worked. And they've sort of improved it since again and brought it back up to a fun standard at least. It's going to get changed a lot more. But basically, I see it as an alternative sort of to almost like bombers. It's sort of like they have similar roles, right? They're sort of shooting larger targets, slower targets, typically. It's the idea with these. Very, very interesting ship. And then you've got the Inferno, which instead of the big laser cannon, has a big ballistic repeater. Not so into the Inferno. I think it's cool. Big gun, but runs out of ammo. And then you're sad. But the Ion doesn't run out of ammo. Mercury Star Runner, it's my favourite ship. It's a fantastic multi-crew ship. It's sort of like an alternative to Constellations and all that sort of jazz, in my opinion. It's got some mechanics that aren't ready yet on board, basically with its computers. It's going to be a great data runner, but it's got lots of little smuggling compartments in it. It's a beautiful asymmetric buoy. It's got some good amount of firepower. There's enough stuff for lots of different crew to run around and do. It's got room on the back for a good amount of cargo, little smuggling areas, good enough room for sort of vehicles. Yeah, absolutely awesome ship. And there's, little vents underneath. Just try it out. Try out a Mercury Star Runner. You will not be disappointed. My favourite ship in-game by quite some margin. Cool living quarters and that sort of stuff as well. But I just absolutely love Crusader now. They've grown on me over the last couple of years. And yeah, I think my favourite ship brand, again, by quite some margin. And I think maybe on paper it's Drake after that. But I do like Aegis and got a little bit of love for Anvil. Right, let's go check out the other hall. So what's in this side? Okay, so we've got the Spirit C1 and we've got the A1. So Spirit C1 is new in the latest Alpha 3.21.1 patch that's currently live, along with the Sulen and the Tumbril Storm and Tumbril Storm AA. But Spirit C1, alternative to like a Freelancer or a Cutlass Black. It is a medium-sized, sort of multi-role, cargo-ish ship, but it's got a load of... It's going to be great for mission running. It's got some good armaments. It's got some sort of good speed. It looks great. Got a load of solid components. I absolutely love the way it looks. It's going to be replacing my Cutlass Black, I suspect, for my daily driver. And then you've got the A1, which is basically the bomber variant of it, replacing its cargo bay, or at least a large portion of its cargo bay, with the bombs. And yeah, you can still sort of fling cargo and stuff in the back if you need to. The Spirits, I think, absolutely beautiful and give the sort of that sort of medium multi-role gameplay and bomber gameplay at a much more affordable price. So especially with the A1, right? So I'm going to have a look to see what's at the Hollow Suites and underneath now. So we're going downstairs, and we do have Tumbril vehicles on show today as well. So we've got the Cyclones here. Now, interestingly, there's the standard... Actually, none of these are the standard Cyclone. It's not one hiding behind. Okay, so we've got the Cyclone MT, which, if I had a Cyclone that I used regularly, would be my one of choice, because it combines a little turret, a little pew-pew, with some missiles as well. But the idea is that it's a 2 to 3 sort of crew vehicle, gets you where you want to go, has a little bit of combat ability, relatively rugged, sort of multi sort of terrain and all that sort of jazz. And then we have the Cyclone IAE. Does this have an EMP? Someone tell me in the comments if this Cyclone, the AA, has an EMP. For some reason, I think it does. But it's definitely got a load of missiles that it fires at targets. Pew, pew, pew. I believe that it doesn't require a crewman to actually fire that separately. Yeah, it's one of the 2 pilots in the front. So the MT is a turret, so you'd get into the back and you'd actually use that turret. And then again, we've got another turreted one here, which is the standard TR, I believe, which goes, you want a standard turret? I think it's got a Gatling rather than a cannon, as it were, or a repeater, whatever this is. But it doesn't have the missiles. So I'll just go for the MT, right? And there's the standard Cyclone and the RN, which may be over here. Oh, and the RC. Oh, there's... so we've got the standard Cyclone, just civilian model, basically. You've got some room for cargo in the back. And then you've got the RC, which is the racing version. You got to go fast. It's racing-y. And then you've got the RN, which doesn't really have a proper purpose yet. But the idea is it's going to be for recon, scouting, scanning. You might be able to deploy beacons and stuff like that as well in the future. Let's have a look at what is in the display hall, though. Let's go from this side. Let's go from left to right this time. I'm such a reckless maverick. Okay, so are these Rangers? Yeah, so we've got the Tumbril Ranger. Oh, this is the TR version. You can just see the pew-pews on it. So, pretty big guns for the bike. We do know that we're... well, I believe we're getting these within a year. That's my expectation. I believe that's what the plan is. Also, I have to wait and see. But yeah, it's a wheeled bike. Is the Tumbril Ranger. What are you? Looks like the Genesis Starliner. But it is the Genesis Starliner. Huh. I forgot it looked exactly like that. Obviously, it didn't. Entirely. So this is one of my friend's favourite ships. Basically, it is an airliner. It's a passenger transport craft, and you can make money from flying people from A to B and serving their needs on the way. That's what this ship does. It is pretty big. I do not know how long it's going to be until it's in game. A while. I haven't heard anything more about its development since it was actually concepted quite some time ago. Is that all we have in the Hollow Suite today? Oh, well, we're going to go check out the website, see if there's any surprises, and see the prices of everything. So what is available on sale today on the RSI website from Crusader and Tumbril Land Systems? So obviously the Spirit C1 is newly flyable, that ship, and in the little magazine they've got, and which is worth having a quick look at every day, because there's some silly stuff. Like yesterday was about a bounty hunter called Gorman Humble. Is that his name? Garman Humble. Very silly sort of little bounty hunter skit. So we've got the new C1 launch trailer. Something else I should probably mention about the C1, which I didn't say. It's got a rear-mounted tractor beam. So it can actually move from top to bottom. So you can do some tractoring with it on the top of your ship with a good sort of rotation, and then bring it to the rear of your ship and actually manage your cargo and get into the cargo grid in the back of your ship effectively. So actually pretty useful as well there. And then we've got the Tumbril Storm as well. There's a little cinematic there. So some very cool stuff. And Spirit A1, $200. Pretty expensive, isn't it? Something I'd say definitely get in game. Spirit, the A1 I think should be available to purchase in game in 3.22 by the end of the year, and then obviously anything newly released at the moment will have to be Q1 of next year, because Cloud Imperium have at least a 30-day exclusivity period when a ship is newly flyable. So that can only be sort of flown by people that have spent real money on it or been gifted it or whatever. Hercules A2, I said the previous one was expensive. Hercules A2, incredibly expensive ship for what it is. Obviously, it's got big old boom booms in the back, but it is like, I think, twice the price of the C2. It's cool and everything. Definitely one I'm getting in game at $750. You've got the Ares Inferno, $250 for that single-seater heavy fighter. $250 for the Ion as well, but they are basically just size 7 weapons strapped with wings. We've got the Spirit C1, much more reasonable, $125. Really, really do rate that ship, and it looks like there's a special Warbond upgrade offer today, if you want to upgrade one of your ships to that at a reduced price. And we've got the C2, $400, still pretty expensive, admittedly, especially for a glorified cargo ship. I mean, it's very useful. It can obviously carry vehicles as well, quite large vehicles, like the Tumbril Nova, the biggest vehicle in game currently? Question mark? Yes, I suppose it is. Got the E1. The E1's still in concept, and basically another Spirit, but it's for VIP transportation, is the idea. Sort of a very small version of the Genesis Starliner. $150 there. Got the Genesis Starliner in concept, $400. It will be going up in price as it gets closer to its release. We don't know when that release is going to be, but if you want to do that sort of passenger transport stuff and run your own business doing that, this is the sort of ship for you. The M2, that's the sort of more armoured Hercules, but not dropping too much of its cargo bay size. And $520, still pretty expensive. Mercury Star Runner, you make yourself look so much cheaper with the other ships around at the moment. Again, it looks like there is a special upgrade offer for getting this as an upgrade at a discounted price, but $260, my favourite ship in the game by far. Absolutely love the Mercury Star Runner. Think it is absolutely fantastic, and really looking forward to its sort of data running components coming online in the future, and smuggling and all that sort of jazz. And back to the A1. So yeah, Mercury Star Runner with 10 years insurance, and I do believe there was also... this looks like it's got a special upgrade as well. Okay, so there's various ships with the Warbond upgrades. The A1, and it looks like the C1 as well. Okay, A1, C1, and the Mercury Star Runner. And you can get with Warbond daily deals 10 years insurance as well. And I think, are all ships coming with 10 years insurance? All ships are coming with 10 years insurance, I believe. The newly released Tumbril Storm AA and Sulen, they're coming with, I believe, lifetime insurance, because it's the first time they've been on sale. Assuming you buy them as Warbond. So Warbond not using any store credit as that. That's what that means. But yeah, I almost forgot Tumbril Land Systems. So we've got the Storm and the Storm AA. There's a lot of missiles coming out of that bad boy. Anything else exciting? So Cyclone, $55. Cyclone 8A, $80. That's I can't remember if that's got an EMP or not. I feel like it has got an EMP. Got the Cyclone MT. Maybe it's Mad that's got a... I can't remember. Got the Cyclone MT, which is that turreted version, which I actually quite like. I got the RC, which is the racing version, $65. The RN, $65. TR, $65. Got the Nova tank. Very cool vehicle. Very, very good fun. $120 for that bad boy. The Ranger CV, which is the standard one, which basically has cargo capacity, but no weapons. That's in concept, $35. The racing version, $35. The TR, which is the turreted version, but I don't believe it's got cargo space, $40. And then you've got the Storm, as we said earlier, $90. And the Storm AA is $10 more, $100. Interesting. And then you've got back to the Cyclones. So we've got a couple of special offers with the complete packs for Tumbril, if you are so interested. Ground vehicles especially, I say get in-game because they are pretty cheap. They're pretty inexpensive in-game. And like $100 for a very cool vehicle. It's still $100, which you can just get something like that in-game super easily once it's actually available to purchase in-game, which should be Q1 2024. So bear that in mind. That's what's available for today. Really interested in anything that you picked up today or you're excited for trying for free. Go to the Expo Hall, try those ships out and those vehicles, and tell me what you think. Obviously, a lot to try today with those new Tumbril Storms. Very, very cool little vehicles. And the C1 as well. Yeah, C1A1. Mechrystarana. Definitely try out this Mechrystarana. Anyway, tell me what you think in the comments below.
What is best in life? To crush your enemies, to see them driven before you, and to hear the lamentations of their women? No, of course not. It's NordVPN. I never saw Conan the Barbarian checking his bank balance and then watching some cool shows on Netflix, all while protecting his privacy and being super secure. To be honest, I can't even remember Conan wearing a shirt. Silly Conan. And now, a big old snake god's got your internet history. Good job. Don't be a Conan the Barbarian. Check out NordVPN. Links below for powerful discounts too. Do you like using your eye holes for extra immersion in Star Citizen and help aim and do some cool stuff? Well, you can with Tobii Eye Tracker 5, which is on sale at the moment. This gives you native high-precision head and eye tracking in Star Citizen. Very cool for general immersion, for combat both in ship or on foot. They are absolutely fantastic pieces of kit, and both Zin and I have one. Use the links below to grab one or to find out more. Every month we've been giving away a ship for Star Citizen, but for November, to celebrate the Intergalactic Aerospace Expo 2953, we are giving away a load of different ships, each to a different person. The Avenger Titan, the Drake Cutter, the C8X Pisces, the Mustang Alpha, and the Nomad. All great starter ships, but also useful for any fleet. They all come with a game package and lifetime insurance. That's all you need to start playing Star Citizen. That's 5 prizes and 5 chances to win. Just comment on any of my videos made during November to be in for a chance of winning. I want to say a massive thank you to everyone that goes the extra mile in supporting the channel via Patreon or the join button under my videos and then becoming a channel member. Please consider joining those fabulous people as well. It allows us to make daily content for Star Citizen and Squadron 42, delving into all the news, drama, development info, and gameplay that these games have to offer. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you in the verse.